welcome to you. My name is Jason Michaels, and I am super excited that you have decided to join me on episode number 1 of Jason Michaels TV. In fact, let me just show you. Yeah, there's Jason Michaels TV. Whoo, welcome to episode. And if you're not applauding at home, I'll just put applause into it so that so that I can hear your applause. Anyway, who in the world is Jason Michaels, and why do you even care? So I know a lot of people that are probably watching. I know you. Either we're friends or we've connected somehow over the years through like traveling and doing shows and whatnot. And so I'm a couple of things that I am. Number one, I'm a motivational speaker. I speak to groups on overcoming impossible challenges. I also talk on resilience, which is a very timely topic right now with what we're dealing with. I am also, so I've been a motivational speaker for a couple of years, 5-6 years now. I'm a professional magician. I've been a magician for almost 30 years, been a professional for 20 of those. And this is a photograph of me performing a card trick, interactive card trick, right around 2002, 2003 for some dignitaries on my first tour to China. And then apparently I'm also a Jell-O lover. Am I a Jell-O lover? I don't know. What about that? There's a photograph of me binge eating a giant, it's a giant bowl of Coca-Cola Jell-O salad, which I always fix. My family fixes at Christmas time. It's one of my favorite dishes. So apparently I can't, after everybody eats it, I can't control myself and I just keep going. So anyway.
Well, and it may look like it was taken around Christmas, but that was actually 2 days ago.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I like to wear that hat. You're so surprised I'm not wearing that hat right now, right? So I just want to let you know, if you're watching, stick with me here. This is the first time we're doing this. So if it's a little bit rough, at the very least, it's going to be fun and we'll have some laughs. So anyway, let's continue. We're going to start with a little bit of magic. That is what I do. I've done it for a very long time. So let me share with you a little bit of magic right here and right now. I'm going to grab a couple of playing cards and hopefully this will come across well. I'm going to bring in a little tiny makeshift table that I created. See if you can. All right, there. I think you can see that. All right. All right.
No, cannot see it.
But you can, okay, that's all right. You know what? Let me. It'll work. It's still going to work. It's going to be okay. All right. Number one, I have a couple of playing cards here. People know me as a magician who performs magic with playing cards. I started out with card tricks, but I thought that it would be fun to share an illusion with you because I've also performed on some large stages, performing some larger illusions with people. And we're going to start with just 2 cards. It makes it impossible to get lost in this process. It's very easy to follow. The first one we're going to use is this 5 of spades. I'm going to fold this 5 of spades inside out. I'm folding it. There, it's on my little table. Can you see it sitting on my table? All right, perfect. Folding it inside out, this short ways. I'm also going to take this. I'm going to fold it outside in. So inside out and outside in. One is being folded long ways, one is being folded short ways, just like so. All right, so we've got the 5, and then we've got, what is this? This is a king. So I take this 5 and I place it inside this king. Now, like I said, this is an illusion. You've probably heard of the illusion of sawing a woman in half or sawing a person in half. This is related to that when it comes to playing cards. We're going to take this 5 and we're going to push it up right here against the king. Now watch very close. You can see that the king is still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. Watch very, very close. This way you can see what's getting ready to happen. There's the king. If I push the king all the way through, the king slowly, little by little, starts turning over on itself. Now it actually happens on both sides. You can see it happening on both sides. Push it through and it turns back over just the way it was originally. Now here's what's interesting about this. We can stop the process completely. Look at this. I can actually take it out of the other card so you can see it turning half in one direction, half in the other. Now, what's interesting about this is that people always ask me when I performed the trick on stage, song Woman in Half, they want to know what it looks like. So when you actually saw her in half. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop this process completely, freeze it up just like this. I tear it. You know what? I don't even have to actually tear it completely in half. I'll just stop it and open it up right there. You can still see that it is still attached halfway in one direction, halfway in the other direction. A little amazing magic trick for you right here. Thank you. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. All right, let's continue on. We're going to continue the show on and moving past some magic. Right now, I want to introduce you to my friend. My friend Ben Young is we're going to learn. Whoa, he's doing magic. He's a professional magician. I'm going to introduce you to him and let him share with you what he does, where he does it, how he's dealing with this COVID-19 situation, since most of us, or a whole lot of us, are basically self-quarantining. And we're going to get into all sorts of little details like that. So let me highlight. All right, Ben, there you are. Hey, man, how are you, buddy?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Where are you right now?
I am in Las Vegas for the unforeseeable future.
And apparently, there's not a whole lot to do in Las Vegas, is there?
Not right now. No, like in the past, few days, everything is just shut down, which is bonkers.
Yeah, it is bonkers, isn't it? No, I know what
I don't even know. I didn't know that casinos had doors, but they're all closed now.
So. They have locks on their doors as well, apparently.
Yeah.
We've never had to use them before.
No.
All right, so tell us about Ben Young. Who are you? Where do you come from? What's your story? Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and where you do it. So give us
I'm a comedy magician. I live in Las Vegas. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee, originally. That's how you and I know each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. But most of the shows that I do are for family audiences, so both kids and adults all in the same place. I just try to have everyone have a really good time and hopefully try to be funny, and it's seemed to work out pretty well so far. I've gotten to perform all over the place, and I was on Penn and Teller's Fool Us as well, if anyone watches that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And before we let you go, I want to hear if they're like, okay, you know what? Let's just do it right now. Tell us about it. Do you have any like inside stories or anything that, because people can go, if they didn't see you on the show when it actually aired, they can go online and they can look up the video clip. But do you want to tell us anything about that?
So, okay. So first of all, if you're not familiar with the show, what it is Penn and Teller, the legendary magician duo here in Vegas, magicians, up and coming magicians, go up on the show and they perform a trick for Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller try to guess how you did it. And then if you fool Penn and Teller, then you get a little trophy that says F you for Fool Us.
I'm sure that's what it means.
That's exactly what it means. And then you get to go back to the Rio a few months later and open for Penn and Teller. So that's like awesome. The little, But really the truth is that the show is just a showcase of good magic, right? Mm-hmm. The trophy thing, that's just a gimmick to get people to watch, right? But it was a super cool show. Penn and Teller really don't know the acts that are going to be on the show ahead of time. So the first time that they see you is literally when you walk out on the stage and you're standing there like 20 feet in front of these like legends. And
did you freak out?
Like they're eyeing you, like they're just sitting in their throne and they're just like, okay, like show us what you got, Magic Boy. And like it's nerve-wracking because they're not filming yet. So you're just standing there, they're watching you, the audience is watching you, and you're trying to act like cool and composed. Because it's weird because Allison Hannigan is the host, and she's like introducing you to come on, but like you're already there. Like it's not like welcome Ben Young and you like run out. Like you're just standing there and you can read her introduction on the teleprompter as it's happening. That's and cool.
It's got to be a little surreal, right?
It was really surreal.
Okay.
And then you just kind of jump into it, and then they edit it to make it look totally natural and everything.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. Man. Was that your first like your first network TV. Have you ever done TV before that?
Everything before that was local TV.
Okay, but it was your first
the
network.
local news shows and stuff. Yeah, but that was the first big thing. And it was a super cool experience. You know, it is kind of a reality TV show in a way, but without all the drama. It's they don't create any kind of weird stories, or they don't try to screw you up. They really want every magician on the show to look good, so that the only variable is whether you fooled them or not. But it's been a great, I mean, for me and for a bunch of other magicians, it's been a really great showcase for magic, you know, to show, because magic's very popular right now and people get to see it all the time. So it's cool.
Magic is very popular. It should have been popular a lot sooner because it's really cool. And the funny thing is that people are just now
We're a little biased.
How cool it can be. What'd you say?
We're a little biased.
Yeah, we are
definitely think it's cool.
Okay, now listen, I want to keep this part a secret because I want people to go search you online and see whether or not you actually fooled Penn and Teller. So don't say a word. And but yeah, it's very good. Now you said a moment ago, you said you didn't remember, you didn't know if I remembered meeting you from Knoxville. I did remember meeting you in Knoxville, and that was meeting you in Knoxville is ultimately our association that way is ultimately how I ended up asking you to do some shows with me. And so you have had the opportunity to do a lot of shows for the military. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, I guess it was about almost 4 years ago. You were doing a tour with a large scale illusion show all over the States for Air Force bases. And you needed a guy to schlep stuff around as well as be the opening act. And the show was for Air Force families, very, very family oriented. And so you needed someone who, you know, performs for families and can be funny. You and I have very different performing styles. And so that, I don't know, provided some nice variety in the show. You're a little more dramatic and more into the storytelling and that kind of thing. And I am, you know, I'm me. So yeah, you asked me if I wanted to go with you, and I said yes. And then we're like, what, 7 or 8 tours later, and I've been lucky enough that you've asked me to go with you on many things. We've been to I think 14 countries performing for the troops, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Any just quick stories that you want to share about that?
No stories. Nothing interesting has happened.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do you have one in mind? It kind of sounds like you do.
No, actually, I don't. But I know that people are fascinated when they hear that you perform on military bases because they probably get a certain idea in their mind as to what that looks like. And the simple truth is that you, out of all the people that have traveled with me, you have seen the most varied types of shows. You've seen a large illusion show, but you've also seen a show that we performed like in the lunchroom.
Yeah, with no mic, no sound. Right. Yeah.
So yeah. What does this say? Yeah, but one of these webinar chat people says yes, but he hasn't done hard time with you. Oh, I know who that is. Okay, so I
don't know who that is, but I know what they're talking about.
So they're talking about the shows that I often I partner up with an amazing local nonprofit. It's a prison ministry called Men of Valor, and every year my friend Stephen Bargatze and we go and we visit a prison in Nashville, and we go and we provide laughter and fun and what yes, so Ben hasn't done hard time with me.
I'm not sure I would do well in prison.
Yeah, it's a good point. All right, so
hey, so I do have one story from the most recent tour that we did. We were in Egypt, and it was our little day trip. We got sent to Oh, what's going on here?
I don't know how to use. Okay, so somebody says we've got one comment that says use split screen. I don't know how to do split screen. I'll while you tell your story, I'll see if I can figure it out.
Okay. So we were in Egypt, and that particular day, we were doing a show at another part of Egypt where we weren't staying. We just kind of flew in on a military plane to go do the show, and then we went back afterward. But I think it was like we landed at the base, and that's when our point of contact told us that like it's a I don't know if it was a NATO base or whatever, but it was most of the shows we do are for all American audiences, but this particular show, like 95% of the people on that base are Colombian and speak only Spanish. And so this particular lineup was myself trying to do comedy magic, Jason, who I think probably did the best or had the easiest time at least, and then we had a mind reading duo with us, who, you know, their act is very, very, very language based, and you know, you got to be flexible, it turns out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Trying to do magic tricks that are language based, that for a group that doesn't speak English, has its challenges.
And it's not like we had like prepped for this custom show where we could pack like exactly what we needed to make it work. Like we had to use whatever we already had with us on the trip and just adapt it to.
Right.
It was fun, and it actually worked out really well. We had a really good time because everyone was on the same page, because you know, they were like, okay, these people do not speak Spanish and they are trying their best to make this work. And we're there trying our best. So it was a very, like, in terms of being in the moment, I mean, we were all like there. Like it was a unique experience. It was awesome.
It was awesome. Magic. So you're a magician, Ben. You want to do a magic trick for us?
No, I don't do magic. No, hold on. Okay. So I've been sitting in my office a lot the past few days, and I figured this out with a pin. Now, I realize that the pin looks a little strange right now because it has two caps, but I actually added the extra cap myself. It was from another pin that had died. It was an organ donor. Okay, I can't hear the laughter, but I imagine that it's so. But if you watch the pen closely, here's what I've noticed though, is that I have trouble writing with the pen because sometimes it points up and sometimes it points down, sometimes that way, sometimes that way. But if you actually watch the pen closely, you'll actually see it become pointless.
Ooh.
Thanks, Jason. Now, it doesn't go far. It just goes to the other end of the pen. That's right with it. Because when you think it's pointing that way, it's actually pointing that way.
Oh, come on now.
I know. Now, here's how it works, is that when you're watching this through the screen, there is a little bit of a lag. And also, the natural reaction, as you heard from Jason, the natural reaction to magic is that you laugh. And when you laugh, you can't focus on the pen as much. You kind of blink or whatever. So that's when I do the move, which looks like this. So that it points that way.
Yeah.
But it doesn't last long, see.
Nice.
Now, well, actually, we can do it in slow motion. We can, we'll cover it and we can just push all the way through.
That is awesome.
I know. Should we do it? We'll do it one more time. We'll put the cap on it. That way I can't get to it, right? But if we snap, it actually travels to the other end.
Oh, cool.
Like that. And of course, people always want to check out inside because they think it's a trick pin, but it's not. It's actually a Bic pin.
Is that the comedy part?
That's the comedy part.
Nice. All right, dude, this has been great. I really appreciate it. Hey, real quick, how can people see you? Oh, so, wait, they can't. No, how can, when in normal circumstances, how can people see you?
Normal circumstance, I mean, you can follow me on social media all the time. So it's at Ben Young Live, BenYoung Live. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. My website is Ben Young Live. All the things, Ben Young Live. But maybe I should, you know, start buying up like Ben Young online instead.
Yeah, because he's online now for sure. So here's what I'm going to do, Ben. I'm going to introduce them to a video clip from a military show that you did. You want to set this up?
Okay, yeah. So, and I don't know exactly where you're starting the clip at, but when we're traveling around, we stay in hotels, and I always keep the TV on whenever I'm in a hotel because I need the background noise when I'm sleeping, and I always catch the late night, early morning infomercials, and so I decided it was time for me to have my own as seen on TV item, and this is what I came up with.
Here we go.
Catch those
You might need to fix the audio, Jason.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm so glad you reminded me of that. All right, that is so good. Okay, so Ben reminded me of something. Like I said, this is new. I'm learning something here. I have to do one thing.
Half our viewership just went down after that.
You can respond. I can hear you. Yeah, so the as seen on TV items, what I noticed is they all have a celebrity endorsement, a celebrity who puts their name on the product. So I am proud to put my name on this. No, it's not a cat toy. Meow. This is the Ben Young Boy Wonder Boredom Buster 2019 model. New with this year's model, it's gluten-free. I don't know. But it eliminates boredom. That's all it does. So if you're ever bored during like a meal or a meeting or like a magic show, you'll never be bored again. Here's how it works. You have 4 colored pom-poms, and you have a long string over here and a short string over there that run through the tube, and boy, is this thing easy to use. It's easy to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, the blue pom-pom is attached to the yellow pom-pom. 2, the yellow pom-pom is also attached to the red pom-pom. Oh yeah. 3, the red pom-pom is attached to the green pom-pom. 4, the green pom-pom is attached to the blue pom-pom. And 5, the blue pom-pom is still attached to the yellow pom-pom. Are there any questions so far? No? Great, let's continue. For those of you just tuning in, the blue pom-pom is attached to the yellow pom-pom to the red pom-pom to the green pom-pom to the blue pom-pom to the yellow pom-pom. But wait, there's more. You see, the green pom-pom is also attached to the yellow pom-pom, and the yellow pom-pom is attached to the green pom-pom. So you have the blue pom-pom attached to the yellow pom-pom to the red pom-pom to the green pom-pom to the blue pom-pom to the yellow pom-pom, the green pom-pom to the yellow pom-pom, and the yellow pom-pom to the green pom. But wait, there's more. So usually you have a long string over here and a short string over there. But a little tug, you can have 2 long strings if you want. I don't know why you'd want this. It looks ridiculous. But we give you the option. Now I got to tell you, I get a lot of questions. People always want to know what's going on inside the tube. I'm sure many of you are curious as well. So I thought tonight I would actually tell you exactly how it works and show you a sneak peek at the mechanism inside. Would you guys like to see? Yeah, okay. So the Boredom Buster uses identical technology to an iPhone. True story. No, except we removed the screen and the back. Actually, the only thing they have in common is a Bluetooth connection. This is currently disconnected. Bazinga! I'll let this sink in for the people at the back. You probably think it's broken. It's not. All you have to do is put it back together. Turn the long string back into a short string, and you're back where you started. With the blue pom-pom attached to the yellow pom-pom to the red pom-pom to the green pom-pom to the blue pom-pom to the yellow pom-pom, the green pom-pom to the yellow pom-pom, and the yellow pom-pom to the green pom-pom. Thank you.
That's great, Ben. That's great.
I'm realizing
late night
that I believe
early morning infomercial.
Goodbye.
I'm believing that you challenged me to say bazinga sometime in my act that night.
That must be why you said it. Absolutely. Hey, man, I appreciate you being on the show. Do you mind sticking around and just kind of hanging out with us for a little while?
Of course.
All right, cool. Oh, look, it says to Good Stuff Ben, if you ever want to come to prison, we'll put you behind glass just in case your humor doesn't connect. I think you're funny, but Bargatze barely got out a couple of years ago. That's great. All right.
Also, so someone's doing yard work outside, so I'm going to mute myself for a bit.
Okay. Feel free to jump in whenever you want to. All right, guys. And now it's time to bounce over, and we're going to talk 3 minutes on. What are we going to talk on? 3 minutes on resilience. So one of the things I talk about when I talk to groups is I talk about resilience and why in the world do I have a hammer, a screwdriver, and a saw bouncing into the screen? It's because resilience is foundational. It's absolutely important to basically being a human. We have to develop resilience, which basically means toughness. Resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. And that's one of the things that I talk about when I give my Do the Impossible talk. So considering the fact that we have this pandemic happening and a lot of people are at home and people are off work, and it's changing what our normal is. It's going to be the new normal for a while. So I think it is important for us to develop resilience. Now, how do we develop resilience? One of the ways that we develop resilience is One of the ways we develop resilience is through compassion. And compassion is the recognition, basically understanding that we're going to experience pain in the world, with the desire that we want to relieve that pain. So a couple of ways that we can become compassionate, but we're not specifically talking about becoming compassionate towards others. We're talking about becoming compassionate towards ourselves, so that as we understand that there are going to be times that are difficult for us, we're willing to accept that, and we're willing to say, okay, I'm not used to being home all the time. Okay, I'm lonely. Okay, I'm sad, and understanding that that is okay. So one of the best ways to develop compassion is to think about your closest friend. And if that person was going through a crisis, how would you respond? Would you, most of us would respond with warmth. We would be sympathetic to them. We would encourage them. We would try to find a way to sort of make them feel better. And now take all of those feelings and apply them to yourself. Think of yourself as your closest friend and start being willing to apply compassion to yourself, understanding that this is a very unique situation. Very few people, well, I don't know if nobody's really ever dealt with this before that I know of. And so all of a sudden I'm just blowing up here. I love it. Chris Schneider's, just appreciate it, sharing this on Facebook, and I appreciate it. But so think about it like this. The golden rule, what is the golden rule? Treat others the way that you would want to be treated. Take that golden rule and apply it to yourself. If you want other people, if you are going to treat other people the way you want to be treated, treat yourself that way as well. A lot of people are difficult on themselves, and I get it. We can be critical on ourselves. We can try to push ourselves to be our absolute best selves. But now is the time to apply the golden rule to yourself. And think about it like this. If you're kind to yourself, how will you automatically treat other people? So if you're kind to yourself, you're probably going to find a way to be kind to others. And if you're kind to yourself and you're kind to others, how is that going to help you grow as a person? Understand that everybody's going to suffer pain, difficulty, depression, sadness. You're not alone. Be willing to apply that compassion to yourself. By learning compassion, you basically start to develop resilience. And so I just want to share that with you. And I want you to think about how we can be compassionate to others and how we can become more resilient. Now, I want to share with you a clip from my, this is like a 2 minute long, it's 2 minutes long. It's actually less than 2 minutes long. It's a clip from my talk, which I give to groups. My talk is called Do the Impossible. And I'm going to show you this clip. It's very short, and then we're going to talk about the clip and how it applies to what we're dealing with right now. Now, there's about a 20-second period of time when I'm talking, but I'm off the screen. So please forgive that. Please continue to watch because the person adjusts the camera. So here we go. A clip straight out of my talk, Do the Impossible.
Which leads us to the question, what is impossible? But maybe a better question to ask is, what is possible? Do you know that if you went to the mathematics department at any major university and asked a specialist in something that is called topology, if you asked them and said, is it possible to tie a knot in a piece of rope without letting go of the ends, that person would tell you that it is impossible to tie a knot in a piece of rope without letting go of the ends in a three-dimensional world. Watch close. So far, so good? Yes? Watch close. Have I let go? No? Continue watching. That was the tricky part. Are we still good? Okay. Watch close. 1, 2, 3, just like so. That is a knot. Make sure that is a knot. Make sure that's not some sort of a fake knot or a magic knot, but is it really a knot? Just a moment ago, we just agreed that it is impossible to tie a knot in a piece of rope without letting go of the ends. And now maybe we're starting to realize that the things that we think are impossible are not actually impossible. You see, there are people in the world every single day, not just in the world, but in our worlds, the worlds that we inhabit, and the people that we know, that will tell us that things are impossible. Do you guys know that it's impossible for steel boats to float? But they do. We have medicine today that when I was a teenager, there were illnesses and sicknesses that were fatal, guaranteed death, and you had to suffer through it. And now those same illnesses are easily managed and sometimes even cured.
So that's the clip from my talk, Do the Impossible. So I think the question here is, what can we learn from the clip? And for me, I think it comes down to what we think is impossible isn't really impossible. Now, when I use the word impossible, I use it sort of in quotation marks, the idea that we will deal with overwhelming challenges. We will deal with things that feel impossible to us, that things that we just feel like we can't accomplish or can't get through. And for some people, it's going to be the situation right now with the coronavirus. But understanding that sometimes the things that we think are impossible actually are not impossible, that we can in fact get through them. I go into a lot more detail in my actual talk about how I do that. But hey, Ben, go ahead and unmute yourself real quick, because I just wanted to see if you had any thoughts about sort of what we're dealing with, or how resilience or doing the impossible. Do you have anything you want to share with us?
Yeah, I liked what you said about if you are more compassionate with yourself, then you're more compassionate with other people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's very true. It's like if we all have like our buckets, like if we like emotional buckets, like if your bucket isn't full, then you can't fill others. And so you have to work on yourself so that you can provide more for other people.
Mm-hmm. That's great. That's great. Well said. I appreciate it. And I agree. So anyway, think about the things that you're dealing with right now, and let's redefine those. Let's redefine the situations that feel impossible, and let's say, hey, let's share some compassion with ourselves and with others. Anyway, if you want to learn more information about my talk, you can feel free to check out my website, jasonmichaelsmagic.com. All right, moving along. Oh, small business spotlight. I have a friend out in Las Vegas, Holly, England. She has created an amazing day planner. This is analog. It's not digital, but I think that's one of the cool things about it. It's a day planner specifically designed for performers. So if you're an entertainer, you can be any type of an entertainer, like an actor or a magician or a variety artist, or anybody who is actually going out, setting up meetings, doing auditions, setting goals. This planner helps you improve your time management, and it helps you get organized, and it helps you achieve the life that you're looking to achieve. One of the coolest parts about it, I'm all about inspiration. I love to find ways to inspire other people, and in so doing, inspire myself. And each page of the planner has inspirational quotes from industry veterans, whether it's a well-known celebrity or somebody who's just been in the business for a very long time, the entertainment business, that is. It's undated. It comes undated when you order it, and it's never out of date. You decide when you want to start using it, and I think that's another cool aspect of it. So if you're interested in picking one of these up, Holly is in the entertainment business, so she's been affected by this. If you are looking for something to help organize your life, now would be an excellent time to order it. You can order it on her website, i-booked.it.com, i-booked-it.com. All right. Moving along. It's time for a card trick. So when I came up with the idea to do this, a card trick that one of the folks who are on the Zoom call with me get to participate in, I thought, I'll get somebody involved. The problem with this is that this is such a new technology to me that I am still trying to learn how to use it. So instead of having someone else be involved from my audience, which I will absolutely do in the future, what we're going to do is we're going to have Ben Young be involved in the magic trick. All right, Ben, I have
I don't know what we're doing. I'll play fair, and I really don't know what we're doing. So
here's what I have. I have some playing cards here, just a few of them. Now, I didn't tell you about this ahead of time. If I take it you're at your desk. If you might need a piece of paper and pencil just to remember what I'm going to ask you to remember, but you very well may not worry about it. But I have some playing cards here. Ben, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the cards. I'm going to cut the cards as many times as I can until you tell me to stop cutting.
Stop.
Right there?
Sure.
All right. Now, Ben, I'm going to deal out the cards into 2 stacks. All right. I'm going to look away so that I cannot see. When I look away, I'm going to show you the bottoms of the 2 stacks so that you see 2 playing cards. I want you to remember one of them. If it's going to be difficult, you're going to end up remembering 2 cards. If it's going to be difficult for you to do that, write it down so you can remember. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to look away so that I cannot see. Remember, do not say anything. Remember one of these 2 cards. Can you see them?
Yep.
All right. You have one in mind?
I got it.
All right. Now, the card that you are remembering, was it in this hand right here?
Yes.
Or was it was in this hand right here?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to deal them out again. You're going to remember one more card. This is what makes this so impressive. You're going to remember 2 cards, and I'm going to try to figure out what you're thinking. I'm going to show you again. Okay?
Okay.
Remember, one of the 2. I'm looking away. Got one?
I got one.
All right. Is the card that you're thinking of in this hand right here? Or
No.
is it in this hand?
Watch hand.
The watch hand. All right. All right, Ben. So here's what you have to know. You have to know, because I lost both of the cards into the middle of the deck. You know that the card is not on top. I'm going to look away. That's not your card, is it?
Correct.
It's not either one of your cards. And it's not on the bottom either. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So I'm going to mix the cards up a little bit. Whenever you feel like it, tell me to stop.
Stop.
All right. Let me see if I can figure this out. I'm going to say this one right here. Concentrate on your card. Both of them. I'm going to say this one right here. I'm going to lay these down. I'm going to actually, I'm going to change this one out for this one. No, I had it right the first time. All right. You're thinking of 2 cards. Name one of them.
10 of hearts.
10 of hearts. Name the second card.
9 of diamonds.
9 of diamonds. And just in case you're wondering, these were the other cards. They were not all the same. They were all very, very different. And that is an interactive magic trick for you. I hope you liked it.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission.
Worth the price of admission. Well, I'm awfully happy to hear that. So, all right, let's continue on the show. Yeah, we're going to go back to so hey, if you have any interest in learning magic, just so you know, I've taught magic to different people, but magic is one of the cool things about magic for me is that it's literally taken me around the world, and I've made some great friendships because of it. I've traveled to 25 different countries making people laugh and smile with magic, and it's literally because I wanted to learn a few card tricks when I started doing this at 16 years of age. Never in a million years did I think that I would travel and do all the things that I did, but that is what magic has done for me. So if you have any interest in learning magic, the details are on that link. That is a hidden web page. You cannot go to that web page off the navigation bar on my website. So you have to type in jasonmichaelsmagic.com/learn-magic. If you want to get details about a magic class that I'm going to be teaching starting next week. It'll be taught online, obviously, because through this software that I'm currently using right here. Now, here's one of the cool things. Magic. Here's what magic does for young people. It basically helps build dexterity. It helps build hand-eye coordination, and it helps them get excited about standing up in front of people and presenting their magic tricks. So it's a great skill to have. For professionals, it helps break the ice and start conversations. It's a great business tool. And then for adults, it's great to impress your kids and your grandkids. Anyway, those are the details if that looks good to you. jasonmichaelsmagic.com/learn-magic. And now it's time for a little bit more fun and amazement. So I want to tell you the backstory behind what you're getting ready to see. In 2004, decided I was going to compete in magic competitions. The idea behind competing in the magic competitions is that would be the way that I would differentiate myself from all the other magicians in the world. And by doing so, I thought that it would basically, to potential clients, maybe if I have won some contests, they would want to hire me. It was a strategy that I thought was a good idea in 2003, 2004, 2005. I developed a routine that has since become one of my signature routines. So we're going to go back in time, and we are going to visit a documentary that was shot about me that virtually nobody has ever seen. This was shot by a college. I went to Middle Tennessee State University. The mass comm concentration of study is one of the finest in the world. And a video class asked me if they could shoot a documentary about me. So what you're getting ready to see is about maybe 4.5 minutes long. It is straight out of a documentary. And then I will give you a little bit more backstory behind it. I hope you like.
Is much older than you might realize. It goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. In fact, the golden era of street magic was in Shakespeare's times. Young Shakespeare could have easily been walking down the street in the marketplace at a fair or festival and seeing these street performers. This is how they made their living. And it could have easily, and actually, it has been documented that it did. Some of the performances actually made their way into some of his great works.
I have a character right now that is a street magician. Basically, he's a Shakespearean character from the Renaissance era, sort of like a street hustler. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun for the audience because he can mess with the audience without being offensive to them and without singling anybody out, because the audience understands it's just a character. It's just fun. He's just playing with us. He's not trying to give us a hard time, even though he is giving us a hard time.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Oh, I see I have quite a captive audience. Oh, allow me a brief introduction, ladies and gentlemen. You have before you Juggler to the royal court, her fair and great Queen Elizabeth. My admirers call me Il Bagatella. You fine folks may call me Francesco. Francesco Blonde at your service. And my specialty is jugglery. Perhaps you know it as legerdemain. Sleight of hand. Ah, yes, I see you recognize it. And you also recognize these, don't you? They are the tricks of the trade. They are known as the cups. And of course, where there are the cups, there also follows the balls for the veritable classic of the cups and the balls. A bit of a game, so to speak. So what we're going to do before we actually get started playing this game, I'm going to allow you just a moment to follow along so that you'll know what's going to happen. What happens is I take this ball off this cup, place it into my hand. This ball also goes into my hand. This ball goes into the pouch. If I tap on the back of the fist with the one, just like that, all three balls reappear in the hand to be placed back on top of the cups, just like so. Thank you very much.
That's a fun character because that character's totally right there, yelling at the audience, follow along. We've got this cup and we've got this ball. The ball goes under the cup. Now the ball's gone. Look, where did it go? Type of thing. And that's just fun. And the audience, I love to do that one. I think the audience really enjoys it because it's just so energetic and there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of jokes in that. And it just has a big feel to it. And it also has some actual literary references and historical references for, those in the audience.
You've seen how some of those guys do it. So what I'm going to do is I will give you, just for a moment, a bit of a visual aid with one of the balls, and we'll use the hat. The hat and one of the balls. Now all that happens is I snap the wand onto the table. When I snap the wand onto the table, the ball underneath the hat vanishes. It's not there anymore. Okay. Would you be amazed if the ball underneath the middle hat, the only hat, was gone? Would you be amazed?
Absolutely.
Be amazed. Be amazed if the ball was gone underneath the middle of the hat. If you would be amazed by something like that, I'll do something far more impressive. Actually, I will take the word snap again to the table again, and the ball reappears underneath the hat. Very good. Thank you very much. So, sir, how many balls do you think under the hat now? Take all of yes?
None.
Excellent, very good, but actually there's very good. A good try though. But the fact of the matter is I told you earlier, it had nothing to do with the balls. It doesn't have anything to do with the cups. You shouldn't have been paying attention to the hat either, because I told you it had to do with the fruit. Because there's orange, and there's also there's also an orange. But you see, what's really amazing about the oranges and the apples is that these pieces of fruit won't fit inside these cups because there's some other stuff in the way. So we have 6 pieces of fruit on the table and a supplement in the hat. I knew him well. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the cups and bowls. Thank you.
All right, so that was the, hey, I'm going to unmute you, Ben, real quick so that you're back with us. Actually, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay, hi.
Yeah. So let me give you, so that was in 2004. The routine was probably only about 6 months old. And even watching it now, I know most performers hate to watch themselves on screen. I was watching that going, oh God, because the way that it, within a year, the way that routine changed was immense. But by competing in competition, some more knowledgeable and more experienced magicians saw me and gave me some tips and gave me some ideas. And I also took some of the jokes that were stock jokes, which are jokes that a lot of people use, and I took them out. And I decided to become a little bit more original in some of the handlings and whatnot that I did. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you the full performance from about a year later after I've been competing in a lot of competitions. And you've seen this a lot, Ben. Did you have any? I bet that was a little bit weird for you to watch sort of that element.
Yeah, it was. It was very strange, especially because the only time I've seen you do it has been when we've been on tours. And you're doing it in the middle of your show. And so you definitely, you don't go all out with the costuming.
I don't go all out with the costuming. And to me, the character now is much more forceful.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that your scripting now is a lot more to the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot more to the point.
Yep, I agree. All right, let's watch the full routine. So here's what I want you to do. It starts out with just a voiceover. It's completely dark. The screen is completely dark. So pretend that you right now are sitting in a theater. The lights are out, and all you can hear is a voiceover. All right, here we go.
The Renaissance era brought enlightenment out of the Middle Ages, known for its art and literature. It produced such luminaries as William Shakespeare and Leonardo da Vinci. It also produced rogues, vagabonds, and sturdy beggars. We know these bold performers today as some of the first street magicians. Prepare yourself for the antics of the one and only Il Bagatello.
Gather round, ladies and gentlemen, gather round. The game is about to begin. Have you ever played the game before? You've never played the game? Well, allow yourself to play the game because that's why we're here. We're going to play the game. Excuse me. You have before you Juggler to the royal court. Her fair and great, Queen Elizabeth. My admirers call me Il Bagatello. You fine folks may call me Francesco. Francesco of Milan at your service. My specialty is jugglery. Perhaps you know it as legerdemain. Sleight of hand, then. Oh, yes, I see you recognize it. And you also recognize these, don't you? They are the tricks of the trade. They are how I make my living. They're a classic bit of conjuring known as the cups. And where there are the cups, there is, of course, also the bowl. The cups and the bowl right in front of your very nose. So pay close attention because this happens when you least expect it. Sometimes it happens extremely fast. Sometimes this happens a little bit slowly. But ladies and gentlemen, it always does happen. The ball does appear to vanish from the top of the cup. Now, the ball is never, ever actually out of play. The ball is always in play, except for those very rare occasions when the ball appears to vanish from the cup. It always jumps right back inside my... It jumps onto that. It jumps into various places. Yes, thank you very much. You never know exactly what's going to happen. Now, you didn't know what was going to happen that time, so this time pay very close attention because it happens that fast. The ball actually appears to vanish. It does not vanish. The ball actually penetrates. It defies all laws of space and time. It penetrates solid through solid, ball through cup, just up to the top cup like so. Yes, now, if I actually use the wand, if I take the wand, I rub the wand right down the edge of the cups, just like that. The ball actually jumps right back down to the bottom cup like so. Yes, I know, it's amazing. Right, no, it's fine, it's fine. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this game is not actually called the game of the cups and the ball. This game is called the game of the cups and the balls. That's why we use 1, 2, 3 cups and 1, 2, 3 balls as well. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very much. Very good, very good. Now, let's see here. You said you've never played the game before? So you don't know how. Oh, it's a very simple game, in fact, to follow. Oh, here's the situation. You have 3 balls. You have 3 cups. You have 3 chances. Away we go. Ball number 1 happens just like this. You can see that right there, right? Yes, it's right there. Watch. All I do is I take the wand. I give the wand a bit of a spin. The ball vanishes completely. Gone. That's ball number 1. Now, ball number 2 happens a little bit differently. Ball number 2 happens right here. All I do is I take the ball right here. I take the wand. Just a bit of a tap. Excuse me. Just a bit. Gone. Ball number 2 is gone. Oh, and it reappears in my pouch. It's amazing. But apparently not to you people. Fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. You're very intelligent folk. You don't know what's going to happen. All right, tell you, excuse me. You can see that, right? Can you see the ball at my fingertips? Yes? Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, can you see the ball? You can see it, right? Because like I said, it happens extremely fast sometimes. It happens extremely slow sometimes. But it always does happen. Ball number 3 happens like this. Ball number 3 happens right here. All I do is, whoosh, that's it. The ball vanishes. When I do that, just like that, it's gone. No, it's not in the No. No, I wouldn't actually eat the ball. See, if I ate the ball, then I'd have to go on a treasure hunt tomorrow, and trust me, that's no fun whatsoever. No, actually, all 3 balls reappear back underneath their respective cups, just like so. Thank you very much. Yes. Very good, very good. Now we're going to let some of you actually play along as well. Now, you don't actually have to come up on stage, but I do want some of you to actually, in the orange shirt, right, you don't have to come up, but here's what I want you to do. I'm going to take the ball from underneath the middle cup here. I'm going to make it to jump underneath one of the end cups. It will be your choice. Would you like the ball from the middle cup to underneath this cup right here, or would you like it underneath the other one? Would you like the ball in the middle cup underneath this cup right here, sir, or the other one? Do you want it in this cup or that one? This one here? Oh, you have played the game before. That's very good. Okay, fine. It happens very quickly. All you do is just like that. The ball jumps from the middle cup, ends up underneath the end cup like so. Now, for some of the skeptics, because I can hear it now, I can hear you saying it right now. Oh, he made him do that. No, that's not the situation. Actually, it would have been very similar. I would have snapped my fingers again. I would have tapped. The ball would have vanished from underneath the middle cup. It would have ended up underneath the end cup just like so. 3 cups, 3 balls. Do we have any questions? No, just kidding. No, put your hands down. No questions. Just kidding. Okay, look, all right. Look, here's the situation. The problem with this is that there's so much going on. Sometimes it's a lot happening because I look out and amongst you, and I'll be very honest with you, some of you look a bit confused. So just for a moment, let's allow you to mentally reset yourself. We'll come back to the game in a moment. Let's just talk about something fascinating. Oh, I know. Let's talk about me. Perhaps some of you have heard of me. My friend Will Shakespeare wrote me a small part in one of his plays, The Tempest. Oh, Prospero the Magician. I see I'm working for the simple folk. All right, fine. No, it's fine. We'll get back to the game. That's why we are here. 3 cups, 3 balls, away we go. Excuse me, you. Actually, I'll tell you in the blue. You, right there. Right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to remember the situation right here. I have 1 ball under the middle cup. Fair enough? 1 ball under the... 1 ball, little boy, underneath the middle cup. Remember that, okay? All right, just remember the situation. We'll come back to you in a moment. 1. All right? All right, good. All right. Okay, all right, let's do this, because this, like I said, this gets a bit confusing, so let's get rid of the ball from underneath this cup. This ball is now out. It's gone completely. In fact... All right, we'll get rid of both of the balls from underneath both of the end cups. These 2 balls are now gone. Here we go. You, watch. Sir, little boy, right there. How many balls underneath the middle cup? 1, very good. In fact, oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I forgot to tell you. I cheat. All right. Now watch. Here we go. We'll try this again. This time I'll give you a bit of an educated guess. Here we go. Right, watch. Little boy, how many balls underneath the middle cup? 3, it's a good guess, but in fact there are none. There is, in fact, an orange. Right. Right. Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Very good, very good. Yes, thank you very much. But wait, there's more. We're going to take this a step further. Because when I leave, sometimes people walk up to me and they say, how did you do it? That was amazing. So what we'll do is we'll use one of the balls, because I'm going to teach you how this works. Use one of the balls and let's do this. We'll use my hat as a bit of a visual aid. Watch. The hat goes on top of the ball. It happens just like so. It happens just like that. The ball is gone. It reappears back inside my pouch. It's amazing. I had one in my... Oh, all right. I'll tell you what. We'll do this. Okay, excuse me. Yes. If I pick up the hat and the ball is gone, if there's no ball underneath that hat, would you be amazed? Well, that would amaze you, yes? Yes, that would be amazing. Prepare to be amazed, because it happens that fast. The ball is gone. And that fast, the ball is back. It's amazing. All right. All right. Riff-raff in the front. Yeah, all right. No, you're obviously a very intelligent folks. So the truth of the matter is that this ball is really only here as a diversion. Has absolutely nothing to do with the game. This is not the real magic. The magic's not about the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not even about one orange. It's not even about two oranges. It's about all three of the oranges, ladies and gentlemen. But wait, ladies, thank you very much. But wait. Because these three oranges, they cannot fit. It is impossible to fit these three oranges underneath the cups with the other three oranges. And underneath the bell, another orange. Oh, and wait, underneath my hat. Alas, Tory Orange, I knew him well. And back to the cups and bowls. Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. That was a signature piece of mine. I performed it for 15 years, and I've taken it all over the world. A whole lot of fun. Now it's time for one more small business spotlight. Small business spotlight is Art Directions. This is a company that I have worked with numerous times. If I'm being completely honest, this is my aunt's company, and I wanted to give her a plug because she has helped me out tons over the years. This company can provide you with anything you need to advertise or to promote your business. So t-shirts, pins, mugs, magnets, hats like mine. This Live Big hat, she arranged for everything to be taken. I picked out the type of hat that I wanted. I told her what I wanted it. I provided the information with her, and she sourced the hat. She purchased it for me. She had it embroidered, and so she can basically work with any sort of a company that is looking for advertising or promotional types of material, like holiday and customer appreciation gifts as well, business cards or letterhead. If you have a company and you're looking for promotional or advertising materials, give Patti Fussen at Art Directions a call. There's the information right there, artdirections2010@gmail.com. All right. Anyway, we're starting to wrap up. This has been a whole lot of fun. I will mention that I am starting, because I find myself with more time than I usually have. Usually my tour schedule is busy, and I simply don't have time to coach entertainers. I've thought about this for years, literally years. I've asked people if they'd be interested. I've talked to my friends. I can coach professional entertainers, amateur entertainers, and hobbyists, both on the show side, the performance side, as well as the business side. So if you're looking for help with an act, if you're looking for help to build your business from the branding or the sales and the marketing side, take a look at my website, jasonmichaelsmagic.com/coaching. There's more information there, jasonmichaelsmagic.com/coaching. Anyway, what do we have? What are the takeaways from today's episode? Takeaway number one, Ben, unmute yourself. We're going to bounce you back in here. Number one, Coca-Cola Jello salad is one of my favorite Christmas dishes. That was what we learned. We met Ben Young. Ben Young, what did you take away from today's episode?
Coca-Cola Jello salad.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
No,
good deal.
Well, no, it was super fun seeing the older version of the cups and balls routine.
Yeah.
And then when we were talking, the 3 minutes on resilience was awesome.
Oh, did you like that?
I did.
Because I think that now is the time to be talking about that. So I really
I think that right now is a time when a lot of people are going to show their true colors, and so we having a lot of compassion both for yourself and for others is going to be super, super important. So you got to just like take care of yourself and keep it going.
Now is the time to take care of ourselves. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Other things, like Ben just said, now is the time to develop resilience and that mental toughness. And let's start by developing compassion for ourselves as well as those around us. Just remember, sometimes the things that we think are impossible aren't actually impossible. And Ben Young did some cool magic for us. Hopefully you like the magic that I shared with you. I've really enjoyed this time that we've spent together. So I just want to thank you for joining me on episode 1 of Jason Michaels TV. I call it episode 1 because I think I'm going to have the time to do more episodes. And if you would like to find out when the next episode is going to be, you can join me by checking out jasonmichaelsmagic.com/JM-TV. jasonmichaelsmagic.com/JM-TV is where you can sign up. The way this works is I'm using a software called Zoom so that people can be interactively involved, and I can see the chat and what they're putting in and what they're saying. And then we're broadcasting on Facebook as well. So if you want to be part of the sort of studio audience, the insiders on Zoom, then check out that web link, check out that web page and go ahead and sign up so that I can email you about the next episodes that are coming out. If you're interested in a spotlight opportunity, a small business spotlight, I'm really interested in small business because I want to help promote them. Email me. If you know somebody who has an inspiring story of overcoming challenges or basically any sort of an inspirational story or an impossible situation, email me as well. And I would love to get your emails and for you to tell me what you thought about this episode. My email address is jm@jasonmichaelsmagic.com. Well, guys, it has been my pleasure, and I hope that you will join me next time. I'll be honest with you, I told the guys on Zoom this when we very first started. I'm not very often not normally nervous. I was crazy nervous for this one. I don't know why, but I just really wanted to do a great job, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Ben, thank you for being here. Do you have anything else you want to share with us before we go?
Nope.
All right, man.
Thanks for having me, though.
It's been my pleasure. I will see you soon. Continue surviving out there in Vegas. Guys, we will see you later. That is the end of this episode. Check me out online for any more information, and you can visit that webpage if you want updates as to when it all comes back around. You can also check out my Facebook page so that you will know when the next live broadcast is. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.